Welcome back to a very warm and sunny episode 3 of the collaborative series with Gemini Carp Tackle and Carp Interest, where myself and Pete hunt for a UK 40-pounder.
And you join us on this session in the Staffordshire area on the Baden Hall complex, Quarry Lake. There's plenty of 40s to go out in this lake, so there's potential that we could complete the series here.
The draw wasn't particularly favourable for us, but we have managed to secure 2 pegs that command the centre of the lake. So we're in pegs 4 and 5 initially.
But we have spoke to the bailiff on some of the options that we would like, and it's the shallow water on the other side of the lake. And some pegs do come free tomorrow, so there's always that choice that we can make tomorrow.
So today is probably just going to be a bit of a light setup, so that if we do need to move in the morning into the pegs that are coming available, we can do it quickly.
But for now, we're going to get the marker rods out, find some depths, find some clear spots, and try and work on what we've got with these pegs. And if they are productive, we'll stay. But if not, it's nice to have that backup plan, hitting some shallow water tomorrow. Already got a sweat on, so no doubt I'm going to get even sweatier having a good half hour looking for a spot.
So I'm just going to have a quick led around now. The bailiff told us that there's a bank of weed out in front of us, but the maximum I've got here is 25 wraps. And so if I get to around the 25, I should be over the back of that weed bank, so we're going to have a look now what we can find. No, that's quite thick weed there. Clipped up to what felt like a decent drop. Definitely feel it down. It's not crystal clear by any stretch, but I definitely think it's presentable for a solid bag. Get a little bit of bait over it.
So it's 2 o'clock, I haven't even got a rod out yet, but it's always a slow start for us. We've been leading about for an hour and a half now. Liam's found something he's quite confident in, found a spot that I think has potential to present a bait. So I'm happy with that, that'll be my night spot. However, now I'm going to try and get some off the surface because the weather is scorching, it's a beautiful day. I've got my sun hat on, protecting me from the sun, and it's a really simple mix what I'm going to go for. Literally, floaters. Everyone's dream surface fishing method. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to soak them in Parker Bait's flat spot. So when I do spom them out there, they're going to leave a nice slick on the water, and hopefully we can get them feeding. I'm going to spom some out, I'm going to sit there for an hour and just watch and keep an eye on it to see if I can get them to feed. However, they are seeming to hold up in front of 15, 16 at the top end of the lake, but if they do push down, they will have some lovely floaters with a nice slick oil around them. Nice slick on the water already. That's what we want. So 4:30 and I've just lost a fish. Gutted really. Wasn't quite expecting a bite, to be honest, but I fired a zig out just past a weed bed at about 5 foot. Just thought I'd fire that out while I was sorting out tonight's rigs, because I'm going to tie up some solid bags and I'm going to get some Ronnie rigs ready, and I'm going to have one on the spot with some bait over it. However, yeah, the zig went off and yeah, lost it unfortunately. So it's back out on the spot. I put another zig out for the time being whilst I'm still carrying on sorting. I found a spot 25 wraps towards the bush where it's fairly clear, and I'm going to put either a running rig or a solid bag on. Not quite decided yet, but yeah, hopefully when it cools down tonight they can get their heads down and drop into the lower water. But for now I'm going to keep the 2 zigs on because one's already had a run, and I'm going to see if I can get another one and hopefully keep it on this time.
So that's my 2 rods in now, patiently waiting for something to happen. I had got the right hand one on an adjustable zig, but being as Pete's managed to pick one up on a 5-foot fixed zig, that's exactly what I've done now. I've gone to a 5-foot fixed on the right hand rod. Left hand rod on that little spot you saw me finding earlier on close in, put a little bit of bait over there, and I've put a Ronnie rig on there, one of the pre-tied Ronnie booms with a bright yellow pineapple pop-up. So covering a lot of bases, hopefully one of them does the business.
It's as simple as that. Using the boom you can put a rig together in literally a minute and you get yourself a Ronnie rig, which is a big fish rig. So when you're on big fish waters, you want to have a big fish rig. So yeah, there you go. That's what I'm going to be on the spot tonight with a bit of bait over the top. Is the 9-inch Gemini Carp tackle Ronnie boom to the Ronnie rig to a washed out pink Parker Baits pop up. Hopefully this could do the fish that I need. So, Baden Hall, Staffordshire, the Quarry Lake. As you can see, you've got purpose-built pegs and a cabin on each one. Straight out there into the lake, you've got a 12-acre mature gravel pit, which at the moment is quite weedy. So just bear that in mind if you come into a session soon to kit up for a weedy water. Tactics-wise, I mean, it's like I've only fished this lake a couple of times, and obviously I've already said again, it's weedy. So your go-to sort of stuff will be your zigs, chod rigs, Ronnie rigs, hinge stiff, anything that's going to present itself over weed. If you're lucky enough to find obviously a clear spot, waft in a bottom bait. However, I think just to be safe side, when you're a bit weedy lake, something that's just going to pop up over a bit of weed unless you're 100% sure. Also, solid bags, you know, you can never discredit a solid bag. That will present in like low-lying weed, so if you can find a spot that you're happy with, solid bag 100%. Stock-wise, you've got some big fish to go at. The current lake record for a common is £49, I believe, on the website, and the current mirror is £52, so you can potentially be catching a £50 fish if you do get those tactics right. Plenty of fish over 40 and at least 50 known 30s.
Second instalment of Bankside burgers. This time it's Pete's turn. Pete's made the burgers, so
I have indeed.
Take it away, what we got?
Today we have got chicken burgers, and they've been marinating in the Nando's lemon and herb extra mild sauce for 24 hours.
Is there 2 in there? No, they're very big. No breadcrumbs, nothing like that.
Who eats breadcrumb?
Basically making me a chicken sandwich and classing it as a burger.
So you want breadcrumb? What, you want turkey Twizzlers or something?
No, just a bit of breadcrumb on it.
You want turkey Twizzlers, you do?
Chris, that's a proper chicken burger.
What, breadcrumb?
Yeah.
Nah. I even went mild for you because I know you never eat anything.
No, I do. I like spicy. You could have gone spicy. I saw the tears rolling down your face with the chilli flakes in my burger.
That was the taste, not the chilli. Freshly cut onions and peppers.
What's going on there then?
Some peppers and onions. Just to cook in there. Get some juice off onto the chicken.
Smells nice. I'll give you that. It's a good start.
Good start, it'll be a good ending.
And he's ruined it. Only put me a little bit.
Huh?
I'll try it, but only put me a little bit.
Try, you don't try lettuce. I'll give you the better one. Oh, it's ducks. Hey, just testing your reactions. Oh yeah, that is a burger.
I'll give you a 6 for presentation.
I give you a 4 and you're giving me a 6.
You think that's unfair? To me, I think there needs to be two chicken burgers on there. It's just a bit flat, ain't it? Do you not agree?
What, whole chicken?
Yeah, there needs to be two chicken breasts on there.
2 chicken breasts on your burger?
Yeah, because that's a little bit like a pancake.
Yeah, but it's a burger.
Look, I've gone 6. I think that's fair. What was you expecting? What number was you expecting?
For a Bankside chicken burger, like 7 or an 8.
Nah. Taste. Good. Tastes like a Nando's.
Just on your Nando's chicken burger on the bank and you gave it a 6.
For presentation, I'm not going to be as nasty as you.
Nasty?
Because I thought the presentation I could deal with.
Yeah.
But I think you was a bit harsh with the taste.
Well, I give it a 6 or a 7.
You give me a 7.
Oh, mate, that ain't harsh. 7?
But
that's like 3 off top notch.
It was harsh because I thought it was around an 8. And I'm going to give this an 8. But because I think it's on about par with what mine was.
So what, you give me an 8 and a 6?
An 8 and a 6.
14?
I think that's fair.
That's harsh, that is. That's harsh, that is.
what would you have given it?
Nah, to be fair.
No, you go on.
Presentation, I'd give it a 7, taste, I get an 8. So, second instalment of Bankside Burgers, and I've come away with a 14. So we're going to turn the chairs round in a moment, watch the water, and have a nice social because you get these light nights this time of year. So, yeah.
The question is, kettle on or a cheeky beer?
Beer.
I think so.
Oh, yes. Cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Here's to a 40 this year.
This session.
Oh, yeah, we'll sit out here for a few hours, watch the water, have a little social. Yep, we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow morning. Good morning, it's 7 o'clock and there's no action from us to report. However, the move is on today. We're going to move on to that side of the lake. Bit of a quiet lake, I believe. I didn't really hear an alarm. I might try and get them off the surface again today. Tried that yesterday for a few hours, but with a little bit of a current on the water, it was just washing my floaters down the other side of the lake. So if it's a bit calmer today, I'm definitely going to get back on the floaters. But for now, I'm just going to watch the water for about 20 more minutes to see if I can see anything in this swim or in the water where we're going to move to.
So Pete mentioned earlier that we was going to pack up and move over to peg 15 and 16 today, but we've got up nice and early. We've had a walk around there, and to be honest, 15 and 16, we're going to have the same problems that we've got here. The surface weed right out in front is pretty bad. So the lads in pegs 12 and 13, they're off today as well, and we chatted to one of them. They've had a couple of fish between them, and it does seem a little bit clearer there out in the margins. So that's the plan of attack. We're going to swap the keys with them in a little bit, but first we're going to go up to the cafe on site and we're going to have a nice big breakfast.
So we just had an amazing breakfast up at the cafe. It sets us up for the day. Definitely need all that energy we're going to use today trying to get one of these fish on the bank. We managed to get pegs 12 and 13 instead of 15 and 16. Spoke to a few people on the bank. A couple of fish came out these pegs the last few days. The weed in pegs 15 and 16 is similar to 4 and 5 in the margin, so we didn't want to be dealing with that again. However, 12 and 13 are manageable and we are happy in these pegs fishing. There's a few margins here on the peg 13 and Liam's got 12 with a bit of open water. So we've got some good options now. We feel a bit more confident in these pegs. We're just going to do a bit more graft today, try and get amongst some carp, and we'll just run you through some of the tactics we're trying here. It's definitely going to be a tricky one, but fingers crossed we can get amongst some. Just a simple zig mix. I've got some zig cloud in there, made into a sloppy mix. Ready to go over the zig, couple spoms every say 20 minutes or so.
So like Pete said, we've moved into our new swims now. I'm just going to have a bit of a lead about because I want to try and find a spot, get either a solid bag or a Ronnie or something like that over a little bit of bait. So I've clipped up to the maximum that my swim can take.
So I've just been doing a little bit of late evening leading about, finding a new spot for the next 2 nights, and I've come across one just in between all the weed beds, just in front of my swim. It's just under 11 wraps out. I'm going to put one rod on that one, and there's a clear spot just to the left. Both going on Ronnie rigs. One's on a 7-inch boom, one's on a 9-inch boom. Hopefully we can get amongst them tonight. But for now, food's arrived from the delivery, from the calf area, and me and Liam are going to get a munch on.
What are you looking at? What's your taker?
Yeah, no, I just thought you had mine. So the delivery has just arrived. We both had pizzas. What you had?
Meat feast.
Meat feast, and I had the tikka pizza with a barbecue based, and we've both gone for the garlic dip. Winners. Yeah, just a few late changes today. We've persevered with the zigs for the last couple of days, and they haven't. I lost one on one, but since that one, nothing else. So we both basically went hunting for spots, and we've got on the deck with the hope of a late evening or an early morning bite.
On my longer rod, I've just put a solid bag out. It took me 3 attempts, but
Fishing.
we won't talk about that.
It'd just be nice now if we could just start seeing a couple jump. It's one thing I ain't seen all session is one jump out the water.
No. I've been chucking zigs at them all day and they're just...
Yeah, I tried some surface fishing this morning again. Like I said, that it was getting pushed down the lake and I weren't having any interest. Been spomming over a zig all day, a couple of different depths, to no avail. So we're just heading into the second evening of the session. Obviously no fish to report. However, there's been more activity tonight than there has all session, so that's raised the confidence up a bit.
Definitely. And they're definitely out in front of us. We're hoping that now this sun's gone down and the temperature's started to drop, that they will get down and have a little bit of a feed.
Oh, I thought someone was in again. He's been on his rods, messing with them alarms, at least twice an hour.
Press the mute button.
All day.
Just press the mute button, mess with them as much as you want. Oh. Press the mute button.
It might not have a mute button, to be honest.
I've got up twice thinking it might be mine.
But other than that, we're just going to sit and just look at this water because we've literally found ourselves a couple of perfect seats. We can see the whole lake, got our own little table.
Best computer screen in the world, this.
Yeah.
Sat looking out over the lake. Oh, another bow wave, look.
Yeah, I'd miss that one. But yeah, camera's going away. We're trying to enjoy the rest of this evening on a nice little chill. And we'll catch up with you in the morning. It's coming up to about 8 o'clock in the morning. No fish to report. I had a few beeps on my right hand rod last night, but that was just like periodic, every hour and a half or so. I think it would just rise a little bit. I think there's maybe a small undertow. Other than that, Nothing else. I've just popped into the swim this morning and he's sleeping like a baby. I've just been watching the water for a while, just trying to see some shows, but I haven't seen anything at all. It's quite tough at the moment, but we've got the rest of today and tomorrow morning to try and figure out a way to get a Baden Hall Quarry Lake carp on the bank. Since we moved into pegs 12 and 13 and I found that little clear spot in that far margin and trickled a bit of baiting over it, I've been making recurring trips over there to see if any of the bait's disappeared, and it's not disappeared, so they obviously haven't moved in that bay yet, and if they haven't really been feeding on it. But still going to keep making a few trips over there today to see if something changes. However, I think I'm going to stick with one on the spot because I put a bit of bait on it, so I'm going to leave one on the bottom and I'm going to fire a zig, and I'm going to keep moving the zig around today and see if I can trip one up. Not long back from my breakfast, I decided to shoot back up to the calf and have myself a bacon and egg sandwich. But before I went to the calf, I did a bit of marking about. I went 25 wraps out, found the depth at just over 7 foot. So I've come back from the calf now and I've just put out a zig at 6.5, and I've cast that out now and I'm just sitting behind the one rod. So I'm just under the surface, which I think with this weather, I think that's probably our best opportunity. Also, when I went away, I popped into the shop and I managed to buy some hemp seed and some snails because I think they're having it on the naturals. We know a couple of lads that are fishing glovers at the moment and they've caught on some zigs with a bit of worm. So I think they are after a bit of natural food at the moment just before they start spawning. So on my clear spot on the left rod, I'm going to whack out some of this hemp seed and I'm going to put a snail on there and see if that can produce any fish. But for now, just battling against this sun, sitting behind the zig, and yeah, I'll give you a bit update a bit later on.
So we've persevered all day with multiple different tactics. Pete's tried to get him going on the surface. We've both tried zigs for a couple of hours. We've tried on the bottom on our spots, but for the first time this session, an opportunity has presented itself. There's a lot of fish showing out in front of me now, some only 2 or 3 rod lengths out. So I'm going to strip it back to basics. I'm going to go for something that I know works, that I've got full confidence in, and that is of course the solid bag using the Gemini tidy stems. So I'm just going to quickly tie one up now, and then I'll talk you through exactly where it's going to go. So along with a tactic that I'm confident in, I've obviously got to go for a bait that I'm confident in, and that's going to be the Parker Baits OG Fish Match the Hatch Wafter. Just filling the bag up now with their mini mix pellets, ideal for solid bags, and I do genuinely think that the Gemini tidy stems and the Parker Baits mini mix is the perfect combination for the solid bag scenario. Saw quite a lot of activity out in front of me within the last sort of half an hour or so. There's fish jumping just down the right hand side margin there, so I've tied up a solid bag and flicked it out just pretty much right on its head. I've got the Ronnie rig here leaning up the shed waiting for something to show out in front, and as soon as it does, there you go again, one's just showed over the solid bag. As soon as something shows out in front, I'm going to flick it on its head and see if we can pinch a bite that way. That solid bag in the margin paid off. The fish have been showing out in front of me for the last half an hour solid. So I brought the rod in off the baited spot on the left hand side, put a new bag on and just flicked it down my right hand margin where they'd been showing. And finally, we're hooked into one of these Baden Hall quarry carp. It's always really nice when you act on something and it pays off. I mean, I've got to get this one in yet. It doesn't feel particularly big, but I want to really concentrate now because last thing I want to do is lose this. Worked so hard for it, we both have, to be fair. It's stuck on something. Yeah. Yes! Oh! Lovely watsy. Reckon it could be 30? I think it'll be just short. I thought how quick that was going round, then it was going to go all the way. So after 3 days of really struggling, all it took was a switch to a solid bag and a little underarm flick into the margin, and we're finally off the mark. Really short but chunky, 27.5 pounder. It just goes to show, I mean, we've tried all sorts, we've been on the zigs, but we've resorted back to the solid bags. And again, the Gemini tidy stem coming in useful. And finally, we've been rewarded. This one back now, and I'm gonna watch the water for the last of daylight, see if any more opportunities pop up that I can act on, and hopefully make one into two. Yes!
So, as you've just witnessed, Liam has just caught himself an absolutely stunning Quarry Lake carp. I haven't seen a fish in my swim or the left side of the lake since I've been here, really. So Liam's kindly just said, because it's kicking off that side of the lake, he said, get my right rod and kind of roll into his swim a little bit on his left-hand side so I can get closer to where the fish is showing. So hats off to Liam, it's giving me a chance to get in the mix, and hopefully we can get one more on the bank. So I'm just going to quickly tie up a couple of solid bags and I get my right rod into a bit of his left water so I can just get on the edge of where all these fish are jumping out. Because at the minute they're like dolphins down that side of the lake. So yeah, quickly get some solid bags tied up and get myself in that mix. So we're heading into the last evening, and after Liam's just injected some confidence into the session, you kind of think, oh, why couldn't this be day one? But that's fishing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I bet you're buzzing.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I said, we've grafted all session, in all fairness, and as luck would have it, an opportunity's just plonked itself right in front of us. The fish have clearly moved over to be honest, more to that end of the lake down by peg 9, 10 and 11, but I think I'm just picking off a few stragglers that are jumping in front of me. So yeah, absolutely buzzing, and
it just cements that old fishing saying, you know, cast a showing fish.
Oh, 100%.
Literally, you saw that fish, you tied a solid back up and seen a couple of fish literally bang on its head, a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
You got a lovely, stunning 27 pound.
The rod was off within 20 minutes, and Peter just left the swim. He had got the camera there waiting for the run, and he had literally just left the swim a couple of minutes before, and I sat there and watched the rods. It tends to never happen. You sit and actually watch the rod go off, but I did. I was super confident, and
definitely feeling confident. It's the last night, and hopefully it can be a good one. Still want that 40.
Well, yeah, it's
still
not,
hunting that 40.
Not the fish we came for, in all fairness, but
I mean, we come for all the fish. Really,
yeah, but the way
for the 40.
The way the session's gone, we'll definitely take it, and it was a stunning fish.
Yeah.
Really, really nice colours, and yeah, just over the moon.
So yeah, now I've got a solid bag out. I've took the zig off because we know a couple of lads that have fished here before, and they've caught off a black foam zig just out into the lake. So I thought I'd try and recreate that kind of method. But as you've just had one on the solid bag, definitely the solid bag is, it's just trusty. That's solid, aren't they? Literally, that's what the solid bag was. Solid.
That's what I was just going to say. You sort of, I mean, we're not big zig anglers. I don't particularly enjoy fishing the zigs, but it's a tactic that works. But
I mean, some people smash it up on zigs.
It just goes to show that, again, you're on about old sayings in fishing. Stick to what you know. You know what I mean? Go back to the basics, and that's exactly what we've done. Yeah.
Fish with confidence.
I mean, I've said it in videos before. Solid bags are by far my favourite tactic in fishing, and I'm a bit annoyed at myself that I haven't used them more this session.
But in the defence, there, the weather has been scorching. So as soon as it's hot and the high pressure, you always think, right, they're up in the water. So you do kind of veer away. But however, we ended up back on the bag, and it's come good. So yeah. Big evening chills coming on, and if we don't see you in the night, we'll see you in the morning. Oh, That was a nice show.
Exactly the same place that it showed just.
You got a rod near there?
I can't really tell, but I think that's more nines water.
So first fish of the session. We were just finishing that nightly update and then this one absolutely ripped off. It kicked off in the swim because about 2 minutes later while we were sorting this one, Liam's rod got an absolute one-toe and asked me to ram round to that. But I'll let Liam talk you through that in a moment, what happened. But yeah, I'm buzzing to be off the mark. The trusty old solid bag, doing the business, casted at showing fish. 24 pound, a solid gold, Baden Hall, Quarry Carp. But I'm gonna get it back because we've got a lot of sorting out to do because it took my other rod out and we've got to sort Liam's rods out. But yeah, we'll talk about that in a moment. Absolutely buzzing. Get in.
Absolute chaos. So while Pete had landed that fish, we was getting the scales and the camera and everything sorted out. I was in the waders because I'd been out and unhooked it for him. And my rod just absolutely blistered off. So I've come running round here like Forrest Gump in Pete's waders. Pete needs the waders to sort the fish out. Absolute chaos. But yeah, basically I've come round, I've hit into the fish, I've had it on, got it very close to the net and something's cut me off between my two sinkers. So unfortunately, it's not two fish for me just yet, it's only the one, but it's very, very good signs. Pete's had that one and within 10 minutes I've had another take. So the night will carry on being as productive and we can get a couple more on the bank and who knows, get into some of the bigger ones. Law of averages states on a water like this that we've got to have one of the big ones soon if we continue to get them. So for tonight, that'll be it for us. Unless we do get another one, it's going to be bedtime. Nothing worse than losing fish. Losing one fish is bad enough, man. Losing two fish. I don't really feel that one, but genuinely that first one, I know everyone says it when they lose a fish, but that first one felt decent. Right then, let's try again. Right, my head's going a little bit here now because that's 3 fish in a row lost. I'm not really sure where I'm going wrong. My hooks are absolutely razor. I mean, it's a barbless rule, but who knows. But I suppose it's a good problem to have. The fish are definitely here. So, as usual, I'm going to get this tied back up and straight back out there, and hopefully it's all the little ones I'm losing, and when the big one comes along, I'll land that one. Yes, mate.
30, what, just under 31?
Just under 31.
So, on the last morning, I've been rewarded with this just shy of £31 mirror, which has absolutely made my session. Like Liam said, we've been trying all sorts of tactics, been grafting for some fish. Woo! Absolutely buzzing. Get in. Sealed the session off for me here. 2 fish at Baden Hall. I will take it off the Quarry Lake, and it's only 5 o'clock, so there's still a chance of a few more and a few bigger ones. Fingers crossed. Feels like a right chunk. Like I've already said, it's a great stamp of fish, and the session is starting to come good in the end. It always starts slow for us, but it always tends to do better towards the end of the session, and it certainly happened this time. So we'll slip this one back now, and we'll get that rod back out there because there's still a few hours of this session left. Thank you very much. So we're into the last morning, and I'm sat here thinking if only the first day was as productive as the last. We started this session off, was a bit deflated after a few hours because we had a lot of surface weed wiping our rods out in the margins. Didn't really see any fish show. The weather was red hot and it weren't really the conditions to be catching. However, we made the move to pegs 12 and 13 on the second day, and then it started to improve from there. Like last night it was a bit chaotic. We had a couple of fish, we lost a couple of fish, boosted our confidence through the roof. And then this morning I was rewarded at 5 o'clock first light with a 1-toner with my rod tip bent over. So I'm sat here, I'm buzzing. That's 2 fish for me now for Baden and the quarry pool, which I'll happily take because it's not an easy water by all means. When I sorted that fish out and slipped it back, I was just looping on another solid bag onto my right rod and my left hand rod's gone. I had that fish on for about a minute, shouted Liam. By the time he come over, it's bounced the hook. I think it went into a weed bed. But yeah, confidence is quite high, even though there's only a few hours left. We're both on the same tactic now, which is really doing the work here. It's just the Gemini tidy stem into a solid bag, Parker baits, mini mix, pellets, with match the hatch after. All we're doing now is we're literally getting a bag on the bank ready to go, watching where the fish shows, putting it on its head, and we're just sitting on our hands. And it's starting to produce some fish, so I'm going to sit here for the last couple of hours with Liam, and hopefully we can get one more on the bank and get closer to that 40-pound target.
Morning brew time. What a session, I mean.
Yeah, like I said to the camera earlier, it didn't start out like this.
Compared to where it started to now.
Our confidence from there to here is, like I say, I always say, I think I pretty much said it in every episode, it only takes 1 minute to change a session.
That's right, proved it last night, didn't it?
Yeah, like I say, our confidence at the start of the session to the end, like I wouldn't have seen it happening, but it does, it happens, so just gotta stay persistent and just keep the hope.
It just goes to show watercraft, it's a really important part of fishing. Saw a few fish shows, sat out there watching the water, trying not to be disheartened about the way the session had gone.
Yeah, because here it's really easy to just sit yourself in the shed on your bed chair and just have a nice chill, because it's like a mini little holiday. But
it's a difficult lake, and to have the runs that we've had, I think we've done really well. I mean, I'm absolutely devastated I've lost 3 fish. You don't want to come to a place like this and lose 1, let alone lose 3 in a row. So
it's going to happen though, it will happen.
It's one of them things, and that kettle's very close to being boiled now. Pour ourselves a cup of tea and we're going to watch the water again for the last couple of hours, and hopefully another chance presents itself.
But it's going to be nice having a brew, watching the water and waiting for one of the rods to go. So that brings episode 3 of the Gemini Carp Tackle Carp Interest collaboration, Liam and Pete hunting UK 40, to an end. At the end of the session we started to enjoy it a lot more, didn't we?
Yeah, this last day has been brilliant.
Yeah. So that brings episode 3 of the Gemini Carp Tackle and Carp Interest collaboration, Liam and Pete hunting UK 40, to an end.
Been a good session.
Yeah.
It started a bit slow, but
slow start but good ending. However, oh, that's you.
Still got the rods in. I think Pete's going to shoot off now because he's got places to be. I'm going to hang about for another hour or so, but
yeah, I'm going to shoot off. I'm going to pack the camera away, get the rods packed there, and I'm going to shoot off. But yeah, if you are liking the videos, guys, make sure you like and subscribe. Follow the journey. Liam and Pete hunting UK 40.
Thank you very much.